The honourable member from Wellington, Halton Hills.
Mr. Speaker, there's been a breakdown in law and order in this country. Over the last 8 years, auto thefts are up 34%, violent crime 39%. Canada has become a foreign interference playground for the PRC, for Iran, and for Russia. And behind all of this is organized crime, money laundering, and terrorist financing. In fact, in a U.S. indictment unsealed last week, Iran hired 2 Hells Angels members in British Columbia as assassins. When is this government going to get serious about crime in this country and start protecting Canadian citizens?
The Honourable Minister of Justice and Attorney General for Canada.
Mr. Speaker, I've got a lot of respect for the member for Wellington Halton Hills, but I ask him to reflect seriously on the vote he's going to cast on the fall economic statement. The fall economic statement deals directly with the money laundering that is fueling organized crime. We know that auto theft and so many other crimes right now are being committed and orchestrated by organized criminals. We have the ability to get tough on their financing structures and break down those organizations. That member hopefully has the rectitude to address that issue and vote against his leader's instructions and vote in favor of the fall economic statement.
The honourable member from Wellington, Halton Hills.
Mr. Speaker, Bill C-59 will do little to combat the problem of organized crime and money laundering in this country, which the government's own estimate says are $133 billion a year, equal to 5% of GDP. This government has ignored numerous reports and protected lawyers from money laundering and terrorist financing law and failed to crack down on Canada's big banks and their funneling of money laundering and terrorist financing through our financial system. So when is the government going to subject lawyers to federal law and start cracking down on our big banks and the gobs of money laundering going through our financial system?
The Honourable Minister of Justice and Attorney General for Canada.
Mr. Speaker, again, I would ask that member to use the reason for which he is known in this chamber and reason and think about the votes that he is being asked to cast and the votes that he has already casted. What am I talking about, Mr. Speaker? We know that from police forces around this country, they are asking for resources. We've dedicated resources to guns and gangs, $121 million last week. Yet that member, under the guidance of his leader, was instructed to vote on an all-night voting session against guns and gangs funding. That is not becoming of that member nor of that caucus.
L'honorable député de Rivière